Hello friends, how have you all been? I've been very good, but well, do you even know me? This is my first video practically. And what are we going to do here? This is Mike, and I'm going to tell you how to install macOS ISO on your computer and use your favorite browser if it is Safari on your Windows PC. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to open my browser and search for macOS ISO files, and we need to make sure that these files are downloaded from a reliable source. Internet Archives is what I am using. For this installation I'm going to use Big Sur. The next pair of files that we need to download are VirtualBox and VirtualBox extension pack. So let's see where we get them. There's the Oracle VirtualBox website. Go to the downloads page, click on Windows hosts, and accept and download the extension pack's terms and conditions. Now, what I'm going to do, in the easiest terms, I am going to install VirtualBox on my computer since I have just downloaded it, and this is the application that we need to complete our macOS installation. So let's open the downloads folder and double click on VirtualBox to launch it. And now I'm going to follow the on-screen instructions and complete the installation. Now I want to install Oracle VirtualBox extension pack, which has already been installed, but I'm going to show it to you. I click reinstall and then I agree to the terms. As usual, you know the drill. And boom! VirtualBox and VirtualBox extension packs are installed. Now let's go to the next step. In the next step, I'm going to tell you how to disable Windows Hyper-V. And what is Windows Hyper-V? Well, it is a virtualization software that Microsoft owns and installs in all the Windows 10 and 11 computers. However, despite being a virtualization software, in most cases it is not the most feasible option to run a macOS inside it. Of course, Microsoft, Apple, you know the concerns. So let's head to the search bar and search for security or Windows security. Open Windows security. Now I go to the device security settings and I need to switch off memory integrity, but whoa, surprise, it's switched off already because I use it regularly. Anyway, this is done. I now go to the notepad where I have pasted these commands in the document that we are going to need for this installation, and you will find them in the description box below. So I copy the commands to disable Windows Hyper-V. And now I go back to the search bar, search command prompt, and I run it as an administrator and paste these codes right into command prompt and hit enter. Okay, so once this is done, we need to restart our computer, so let's get back quickly. So now let's launch VirtualBox to start our new installation. I click new to start a new installation and the setup window pops up. Here in the VM name, I put the name that I want to give to my macOS, which is going to be macOS. Yes, it is going to be macOS, yes, because I just want it. Alright, and I have set my VM folder, which was set by default. I pick my Big Sur file, which is in my E drive. OS has to be Mac OS X because what else could it be? And the OS version is going to be Mac OS X 64-bit. Okay, so now go to the next tab, and these settings are set by default. We don't need to do anything here, so don't worry about this. And jump to the specify virtual hardware tab. So what we need to do here is we need to allocate RAM for our virtual machine. Depending on the resources available on my computer, I'm going to allocate RAM for this virtual machine installation. How do I check how much RAM my computer has? So I open any folder, I go to this PC, make a right click and check its properties. So as you can see on the screen, I have 16 GB of installed RAM, a 6 GB graphic card and an 8-core processor. So we have a good insight on how much resources we have on board. Now I go back to the VirtualBox window and allocate RAM and 6 CPU cores because I think that's fine. Now go to the specify virtual hard disk and I select the folder where I want to save this installation, which is going to be my E drive because that's the only drive that has ample space, and I do it. I will allocate 55 GBs. However, if you're really going to use this macOS regularly, you must allocate a higher space. Anyway, the installation is done and now we need to make some small changes to the settings of our macOS. Yes. So click the settings icon. I go directly to the system tab and make sure that the chipset is set to ICH9. Then I go to the display tab and set my video memory to 128 MB. In the network tab, I'm going to go to the adapter to enable network adapter and set it to bridged adapter and click OK. Alright, we have set up our macOS and then we have also made the required changes to our macOS settings. Now is the time for patching our macOS. This is essential for ensuring that our macOS does not have any security vulnerabilities and it works perfectly fine on the Windows computer that we're going to use. Okay, so go to the notepad again where we have saved our commands. So in these commands we need to replace the term macOS 2 by the name that we have given to our macOS in the installation step, which is macOS-yes. So I replace all, and since I have an AMD processor, I am going to scroll down and copy these AMD codes carefully. And again go to command prompt and run it as an administrator, and I am going to paste these codes inside command prompt and my virtual machine is successfully patched. So with everything set up, now what we need to do is start our virtual machine and access it. To do that, I open VirtualBox again, select my macOS yes and click on start. And there we go, the macOS has started running. So now we are in recovery mode. Here I'm going to select my language, which is English, and then I will click on the next arrow. From this menu, I'm going to select disk utility and click continue. Now we need to select VBox hard disk media. Go to the erase button on the top, click on it, give our installation disk a new name and click erase. Okay, so the processing is done. Now we click done, close disk utility completely, and now we are in the menu again. So click on install macOS Big Sur, click continue and click agree. Yes, I need to agree to that as well. Now I will select the disk which I have named yes and click continue. We are in the macOS now. And here I need to select my country or region. If I select that, everything is working. You can see the classic macOS dock, the default wallpaper that is set up. I want to open Safari just so I can show you quickly how it's opening and how it's looking and how you can customize it as per your taste, as any other Apple device would allow you to do. So yeah, this is Safari and we are here. I want to maximize it just so you can see the clear view. The sidebar works fine. Settings are there. Shortcuts will work. Everything about Safari, everything, the privacy report and all these specific features that people seek Safari out for, they will work perfectly fine. So this was my time. I really hope you enjoyed watching this. I really hope you are able to now solve your Safari or any other Apple OS application problems. Great stuff, people. See you next time. And this is Mike Pime signing off. Goodbye.